Whatever. Hello, and welcome to this week's Profit Maximizing Moment. Sorry about that. It usually clicks on your live, and it didn't do that today. This show is dedicated to helping business owners dramatically improve their bottom line with our weekly profit maximizing tips that you can use now. I'm your host and coach, Wayne Belisle. I'm also the founder of a local CPA firm that works with business owners to help them make more money and keep more of it from the IRS. I do this with our profit coaching programs and with our tax planning systems, which have saved my clients over $7.5 million over the last 5 or 6 years, all legally. I love my clients, but I don't want to share a jail cell with them. Look, we're going to finish. I lost my thing. We're going to continue on something that, if you've been following, you're probably bored of by now, which is time management tips. That's how important I think it is. And I'm not the only one. All right. I did a search recently on Amazon and just typed in time management and came up with over 20,000 results. Okay. In Google, I typed in time management strategies and came up with about 11,500,000 search results. Why? Because it's that important to business owners. We wear too many hats. All right. Before I jump into the 15 main time management tips that I want to get into, and they're kind of repetitive, and I'm doing this on purpose repetitive because it's that important. But I'm narrowing it down to just the top 15 that I like. All right. And I'm going to go quickly. If you didn't, I've covered most of these last week or the week before. I don't remember when. All right. But first, support for today's program was brought to you by Profit Maximizer Publishing, which published my book, The 90-Day Profit Reset, which shows you how to gain your independence from reduced cash flow, shrinking margins, and an evaporating customer base. In this book, you will find chapter after chapter and idea after idea about how to turn around your business, reset your profits from red to black in 90 days or fewer. Even if your business is making money, there's something in here that's going to help you make more money. I guarantee it. All right. Like I said, time management. I've spent way too much time on it. I get it. But it's that important. It's just simply that important. You need to be able to free up your time so that you can concentrate on what? What are you going to concentrate on? Well, you're going to concentrate on increasing sales and making more money, profits, but also on not being a slave to your business. You need to be able to do like I did yesterday, which was like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm going to leave at 3. You need to be able to take a 4-day weekend like I did last time and still get the work done. All right. So these are the ones that worked best for me. They may not all work for you, but this is what I like best. So I write down every task and stop worrying about them. I call it write it down and forget about it. Now I have a program that does it now. There's various ones out there. You can do whatever you want, but as something comes in, attach it to the customer or client and forget about it. I don't care if you do it old school or whatever. And create a daily to-do list. Spend 5 minutes each morning and outline a realistic list of what you will work on that day. Okay, that's almost impossible for me. I tend to put more than the realistic part I have all kinds of trouble with. So I will write down a list, but I will put first, second, and third, the 2 or 3 things that need to get done. And I try to make sure they're things that are really important. And that's number 3. Do the 3 most important things on your list first thing in the morning while you're fresh and before daily interruptions set you back. Now, what should be important are those things that help you grow your business and your profits. That's what should be important. Everything else is a distraction. Answer all emails and social media site messages early in the morning or late at night. Doing so during the day is a great way to lose hours. I just don't do it. All right. If I try to tell my clients, if you're sending an email and I need to read it right away, you better call our office or text me. Only answer your phone calls at certain times during the day. I usually do it twice a day and then let all other calls go to voicemail the rest of the time. Tell your staff and your customers that that's necessary if I'm going to get their work done. All right. Make sure your staff knows who can interrupt you, like your kids, your spouse, maybe your top 2 or 3 or 4 customers, the 80-20 rule. And this one, I'd make it the 95-5 rule. Don't allow customers or clients to just walk in unless they are one of your very best clients with a real emergency. Insist they make an appointment for later. If you don't respect your time, how will your customers respect your time? Just met with a potential new client right now. They asked me what my hours are. And I said, well, we're here. We don't have set hours. you want to call and make sure we're here, in which case my assistant or myself will say, look, I'm swamped today. We don't make appointments for this week. We always schedule appointments for the following week, unless it's an emergency. Like I said, we will be flexible. All right. There are things that pop up. Schedule delegation meetings with your staff every Monday so that they know what to work on next without constantly having to ask you. This is important. If you don't want to, I mean, if you have employees, you need to know what they're working on and how to, they should be working on. All right, because you're the one that has to ramrod the work. Schedule times during the day when your staff can bring problems to you. I don't do this as much because I don't have as big a staff, but when I had 30, 40 people working with me at Coca-Cola, I did this. There was times, save your problems, try to solve it, go to the assistant managers, only bring them to me during these time periods. And usually they have to go through the managers first, and the managers would come up with them and say why they couldn't solve it. Ignore a to-do item if pressed for time. If it was really important, it will come back up. If it doesn't, it wasn't very important in the first place. We write down everything that needs to be done, but sometimes you just look at it and go, it's not going to help my bottom line. It's not going to help me free up time. It should be somebody else doing it or something. Set deadlines for each project. This is one of the keys to getting work done. Set a deadline. Just keep moving. Don't get discouraged if you don't finish everything you want to do today. Just forget it. Start over tomorrow. Don't beat yourself up. That's one of my big problems. I like to check things off. So if I don't check everything off, I beat myself up. Well, I'm getting better at that. It's only taken 50 years. Delegate everything you can. Always ask yourself, how can I get someone else to do this? That's important. That really is. Delegate everything. Why are you doing it instead of somebody else? And it's, well, I can do it better than them. Well, train them. Hire better people. Train them more. Whatever. Put systems in place. Number 13, eliminate almost all meetings. When someone asks to meet with you, beg out and ask what the meeting is about and see if you can handle it with a Zoom or something like that. If you must have a meeting, try to have it at your office, and I do that. There's very few clients now that I go out to their office. Do it in my office because I'm eliminating travel time, or I'm using something like GoToMeeting or Zoom or something like that to eliminate the travel time. Last, eliminate games of phone or email tags. Once you've tagged once or twice, I give it to my assistant and say, set up a time if she calls back and I'm available, fine. If not, set up a time where we can meet. So just eliminate that entirely. Tell your staff. So, I mean, that's kind of the key. Those are some, I covered some of those last time. I didn't cover them all. Like I said, I'm spending that much time on time management because it is crucial to your success and to your mental well-being. Running a business will drive you flipping crazy and take over your life if you don't control the business. And you control the business by controlling your time and your employees but mainly your time. Hey, until next time, this is Wayne Belial saying, let's make this our most profitable year ever. Thank you very much.